Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing a bonus reading for you guys. You had the highest viewership last week, so I wanted to say thank you. I do want to start by letting you know that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Cancer sign out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, please don't force yourself into a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Cancer? Cancer. Thank you, Spirit. Cancer. All right, Cancer, you are starting out with the Empress in the reverse. You have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so something has you full of anxiety. You could have had some sort of a financial loss. I mean, that does make sense. We're in January. It's after the holidays. Some of you could have overspent, or you could just be very concerned about something to do with regard to how you make your money. I do feel like there's a need for you to kind of ground yourself and get back into that normal Empress energy, because normally when I see the Empress for you Cancer signs, I do see that Empress in the upright. Some of you could also be kind of going through an experience that's causing you to, question your value or your self-worth. And that's very normal. We all go through periods like that. But regardless, I feel like there's some kind of anxiety that you feel very much trapped in. You are looking at the details of this and how you can work this out. So let me see. Be careful of a poverty mindset as well, though. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Cancer's energy. Somebody doesn't really want their energy seen, do they? All right, so the person that's in your energy, we have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Three of Swords reversed, and we have the Page of Cups reversed. This person in your energy, not only are they reluctant to have their energy seen, Cancer, but this is somebody who is undergoing some sort of karma. They could be experiencing a karmic lesson, or this could be some sort of a karmic cycle. I do feel like this is somebody who is not currently investing in this connection. I feel like they'd like to reach out to you, but they have not. And I feel like they would like to heal the situation. For some of you, this is a new person that's feeling very rejected by you, and they want to kind of see if that's something the two of you can work out. Now, let me see the energy between, because I don't feel like you're nurturing this person at all. All right, Six of Wands. Yeah, you're looking at your own success. This person, either you or this person could be somebody that's in the public eye. But I feel like you're working towards your own success. I don't see you nurturing this connection currently. And a lot of it's because they're not currently investing in this connection either. I do see you as being very generous here with others. Even with this person, I see you as being very generous, very giving. You're definitely in the public eye. There's a lot of people that are watching you. And I do feel like, for the most part, you're feeling pretty successful. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Oh, Five of Pentacles reverse. So this is somebody from the past. Yeah, this is somebody from the past that wants to reconcile with you. They're not currently investing, but they're impatient to try to come in and create a reconciliation. They've been holding back. Yeah, and this is somebody you do think about. You actually do think about. I don't feel like either of you are giving to this situation right now, but at one point, this was a good relationship, or you felt it was. So what's at the center of your reading is the possibility of a reconciliation. Again, I do feel like a lot of you guys, though, are dealing with some kind of a financial shortage or loss. It will work out for you, though. Let me see the outcome for Cancer. Show me the outcome for Cancer, please. All right, we have the Two of Swords reversed, and we have the Six of Pentacles. You're going to make a decision. You're going to make a decision about this. I feel like a lot of you are willing to put the work into this, but only if this person's going to give you a balanced, equal give and take. And maybe they didn't in the past. And so I do feel like you're going to make a decision about whether or not you will reconcile with this person. There's a sense here of you trying to figure out if this connection even has what it would take for you to do that. So I feel like they're kind of holding back. There's a sense here that they feel somewhat rejected, like left out in the cold, but they do want to reconcile. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the World. This is underlying energy, and it does indicate that there is a cycle that is clearing out so something new can come in. So let's clarify your reading, Cancer. Spirit, why is the Empress in reverse for Cancer? All right, we have the Queen of Wands. There we go. We have the High Priestess, and we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So you guys are showing up here as being somebody who is very outgoing, somebody who is, you know, nice looking. You have this come up. People are really enjoying being around you, but you're looking for something deeper. You're looking for more than just the passion. You're looking for the love. And so what I'm seeing here is that you're not going to nurture any connection that's just all about passion. You want both. You want to have the love, you want to have the passion, and you're intuitively leaning towards, you know, any kind of connection that brings both. You'll lean away from anything that doesn't. You're deep into your intuition, and that is something that I definitely feel like most Cancer signs are very intuitive. But like I said, you're showing up here as somebody that people, you know, really do enjoy being around you. You have this charisma about you, but you're also deeply, deeply intuitive. Now, with regard to this person, I feel like you're moving in silence. You're taking care of business. Some of you could be small business owners, or you could be in some sort of a environment where you are like a manager, but you might not entirely love what it is that you're doing. And even though you don't entirely love it, you're kind of keeping that to yourself because it is bringing you success in the 3D world. So I do feel for most of you, though, you're taking the steps that you need to be successful. You're moving in silence. And I do feel like, you know, you're not going to accept anything in your life that's not the full package. Why is the Eight of Swords here for the person, or for Cancer? Why is the Eight of Swords here for Cancer? All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and we have the Four of Swords reversed. Yeah, so you're wondering is there going to be communication? You're wondering if this person's going to pop back up. You don't feel like things are over. You do feel that there's still some stuck energy. There's unresolved things that have taken place between you and this person. And I feel like you are open to talking to them, but it's almost like you have all this anxiety about that. So it's like you've kind of looked at it 100 times in your mind or more as to, well, what are you going to say? And what are they going to say? You're kind of going over and over it in your mind. Let me see why the Eight of Pentacles is here. Knight of Swords reversed. And the King of Cups. Yeah, you're stepping into your power. You're moving out of a situation, whether it's financial or whether it's with this person. You're moving out of a situation where there was a serious sense of lack, right? And that was very disempowering to you, and you're moving into your power through your, you know, work, through your effort is a better way of putting that. There's a sense here that you don't need to justify your actions to anyone. I do also feel like you're willing to put effort into a situation as long as it has all the elements and not just partial. You're not willing to put the effort into just a passionate relationship that doesn't carry the feelings and emotions. And so I feel like you're definitely stepping into your power. It's because of the effort that you're putting into it. With regard to anybody who's having some financial issues, it does look like that is going to resolve. It's going to be through decisions that you make and the efforts that you put in. And I also feel like in that situation, you're very unapologetic. You're like, yeah, this is what I have to do, and I'm not asking anyone's permission. I also feel like if this person from your past does reach out to you, because I feel like you've had an altercation or an argument with them, I feel like there's been a lack of communication, but you still do love them. You still have feelings for them. And I feel like you'll make your decision at that point, depending on how they reach out and in what manner, as to whether or not you're going to put the effort into that. So I feel like either you walked away from this person or they walked away from you. And so you're really waiting to see how they approach. So let's see. Let's look at their energy. Spirit wants the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords reversed, and we have the Ace of Wands. Uh-oh. So they are coming towards you, definitely with that wand in hand. They want a passionate new beginning. They feel like you are the person that they are supposed to be with. And I also feel like, you know, this person has a habit here. Now I see why your energy is like this, Cancer. This person has a habit of coming in with all the passion, with all the physical, you know, but without the feelings and emotions attached. So I feel like that's their MO, and I feel like that's why they're coming in that manner. They are coming in with a lack of investment. And they feel like, you know, it's a no-brainer that they're going to be successful, that all they have to do is come in and woo you, and you're just going to fall all over them. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, because I feel like you're like onto their game. This is somebody I feel like is very attractive, Cancer, and I feel like they do get a lot of attention. Why is the Three of Swords in the reverse? All right, we have the Devil reversed. We have the Two of Swords. Now that's in your energy. And then we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, they have no idea what's fixing to hit them. You guys have made some major shifts. And while you would like to talk to this person, while you would like to work things out, it's not unconditional. And you guys may have been unconditional in the past. So I feel like they have a total lack of clarity about the decisions that you've already made internally. And I also feel like this is somebody who knows that they can't approach you in a really toxic manner, because that's what hurt you in the past. That's what broke your heart. And so I feel like they know that they're not going to be able to, but it's going to take them coming towards you to get that message. You see what I'm saying? I feel like they're going to come towards you in the same old. You're going to kind of back them up. And then they're going to say, oh, well, I guess I have to up my game a little bit. Now, that being said, they don't have a full clarity on how to bring this back together, because they know you're not accepting anything that is toxic here. So they don't really know how to go about healing this. All they know is that Cancer has made a decision that, you know, is impacting the way they approach. So let me see let me see the bottom energy for the person in Cancer's energy. Yeah, you got an Emperor here that's out of control. The Emperor in the reverse. We have the Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, see, the thing is that they do have feelings for you, but they're out of control. They're trying to control the situation instead of trying to control themselves. When you kind of turn them down, it's going to make them very unhappy. They're going to pull back. They're going to withdraw their attention. And I do feel like that is a manipulation. Yeah, I do. They know full well what they need to do. They know that in order for this to work out, that they're going to have to come in a balanced way, giving an equal give and take. And I feel like they're so used to controlling the situation. I do feel like this is somebody who has had significant bad behavior in the past, and now you're calling them out on it. And you're in your power doing it too, Cancer. So I do feel like they're going to kind of pull back because they're going to feel that sting, a little bit of a sting there. Let me see why the Six of Wands is here. All right, we have the Ten of Swords. We have the Page of Cups reversed. Yeah, they may have walked away and moved towards someone else. And if they did, that did not work out. This person, though, is very childish. They feel like if they come towards you in the same way that they did in the past, and they pitch a big enough fit, or they, act up or act out in any way, that's going to get your attention, because you're over here not really paying attention to them. You may even have other suitors for some of you. You're definitely working here in silence and in your intuition. So I feel like you're not nurturing them. You're not giving to them like you used to. Why? Well, because you've been hurt. Ten of Swords. You've definitely felt betrayed by this person. And so now you're focusing on your own productivity, your own success, and a lot of it is through work. You've pulled away. You're not really giving to this person emotionally because they did hurt you. And I feel like like I said, they're coming in that same childish manner, and you're pulling them up short. And actually, that's where your success is lying, because you're developing the boundaries. You're not giving emotionally without boundaries. All right, so why is the Five of Pentacles here in reverse? There they come. Eight of Cups reversed. The Two of, they may live at a distance from you as well. Two of Wands. So this person's definitely coming in. If they do live at a distance, they will travel, but they're making plans right now. At this point, it almost appears like they tried to come back in the same old way, and you basically said, no, we're not doing that. And you kind of shut them down. Now it looks like they're making plans to come back towards you to actually reconcile. They've gotten the message that they can't come in that toxic manner because you've made these decisions and you're in your power. And so they're planning. They're not communicating right now. They're planning. How do I come back into Cancer's energy so that I can get this reconciliation? In the meantime, I feel like you've been very clear with them. You don't feel like it's completely over. There is that. You're worried about, there's actually this energy of you worrying about what you're going to say when and if they do come back in. And they are coming back in. So let's look at your outcome, Cancer. You're dealing with somebody, for some of you, this person could be a twin flame or a deep soulmate connection. We do have the Emperor and the Empress that are both out. But the thing is, they're both in the reverse. So, oh, and there's the Empress again. So you've gone into the upright, which is, like I said, that is exactly how I expect to see Cancer signs. You guys, usually when I pull for you, I have the Empress in the upright. You started out your first card out, it was in the reverse. You're reversing that situation. Why? Well, because you're coming in and you're empowering yourself. You're putting the work into it. You're being decisive. And the decisions that you're making is putting you in this Empress energy. Ooh, Justice. Wow. Okay, so you're balancing out those scales. Yeah, you're balancing everything out. You could be dealing with a Libra here. You don't have to be. Let me see if I see, it could be a Capricorn, an Aries. It's pretty much what I see right now. And they have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, so they're going to come back in that same sneaky manner. It's unfortunate because I do feel like you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing here. I love that you're stepping into your power. You're reversing this energy where you're feeling disempowered and kind of questioning yourself. And I see you reversing that, coming into a balance, you know, and really stepping into your Empress power. It's the decisions that you're making, and I feel like you're making good decisions. It's going to end a cycle here for you, and it's going to bring success in. However, this person in your energy is very resistant to bringing any kind of change. They're very resistant to it. They know that in order to be in your presence, they have to give an equal give and take. Be careful because they are in a deceptive energy and they are trying to control the situation. They're very unhappy that they got turned down by you in the first go around. And so I do feel like they may be coming in and giving this impression that they're working on themselves, that they're no longer in this toxic energy, that, you know, they are like the Emperor in the upright, but they're in a very deceptive energy here. So I wouldn't listen so much to what they say. I would look at what they actually do. All right, so bottom of the deck is the Strength card. You could be dealing with a Leo. Libra is very strong. Taurus is also here, but it could be any sign. So with the Strength card as a underlying energy, Cancer, that does tell me that you are working on yourself, and that's what's causing this cycle to move. It's causing, you know, that wheel of fortune to begin turning for you. It also tells me that you are very courageous in taking your power back here. So I love this energy read for you. It started out a little rough, but you very quickly, through your own efforts and your own decisions, have turned it around. Let me see if there's an oracle card for you. Pulling for Cancer. All right. Wedding. Interesting. It says marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, my dearest one. So that would be the equivalent of the Four of Wands. Again, I have to say that it does look like you're dealing with somebody that could possibly be a deep soulmate or a twin flame connection. If that's the case, you are definitely not on the same page with this person, and they are literally out of control in their life. They're undergoing karma, and it's because they are so out of control and they're not addressing it. They're resistant to addressing it. So could this someday lead to marriage? It's possible, but I feel like it's going to be your choice because, you know, in those type of connections, typically one is ahead of the other. But, you know, if you are doing the work and the other person refuses to, then generally Spirit will send to you a soulmate instead. And while it might be a very different kind of relationship, it is still a very happy and very satisfying relationship. So I do feel like you have definitely, you've got love and you've got wonderful things coming in your future because you're receiving the balance and you are the Empress. So you are drawing all of that to you. So if you're a cross watcher, I would suggest you get your behind in gear because I don't think Cancer is going to wait around forever. All right, I hope that this has been helpful, Cancer. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Cancer, know that you are loved, and namaste.